Welcome to the capital of Scotland, here in Edinburgh. My name is Michael and I have a channel on YouTube called Edinburgh's Honest Guide. In today's video, my friends, we are going to share with you 10 things to know before coming to Edinburgh. Now, if you are new to the channel, my friends, please hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up. It's completely free. So we're going to crack on with tip number 1. Weather. What is the weather like here in Edinburgh? Well, it is a bit unpredictable. One minute we could have rain, the next we could have glorious sunshine, or we could have an overcast cloud, what it is like today. But one thing you must know is that during the months of June, July, August and maybe the middle of September, the weather is actually okay. There's not actually a lot of rain, but then again we are in Scotland, so it could rain for 3 days, it could rain for 1 day, but the weather heat-wise is actually okay. It's probably a modest 25 degrees during the summer, and then it goes down to about maybe 12 to 15 degrees going towards October, and then in the winter it could drop all the way down to 5, maybe hit the 1s or 2s Celsius. But I would dress and pack for all occasions, and as you can see, the weather is unpredictable. It's raining now, so typical Scottish weather. It's raining, so make sure you pack for summer and winter. Have a good jacket because you will need it here in Edinburgh. What attractions should you visit here in Edinburgh? Well, Edinburgh has a wide range of attractions. I'm here at Edinburgh Castle. This is one of the main attractions here in Edinburgh. It's a must visit if you're coming to Edinburgh, but make sure you book ahead. But we also cater for free attractions, people on a budget. So we have many free attractions, we also have many paid attractions. So it basically is an individual choice based on your budget, but you can have a great time in Edinburgh regardless of budget, if it's free or at a cost. Are there many shops in Edinburgh? Well, the answer to the question is yes, there are lots of shops in Edinburgh. You'll see souvenir shops spread about the city, lots on the Royal Mile, lots on Princess Street. It's basically an individual choice when it comes to shopping. But make sure you shop about, because to get the best prices here in Edinburgh, it's always best to shop about. Just remember though, if you are shopping for souvenirs on the Royal Mile, you're paying a 30% increase in price compared to any other area here in Edinburgh. And I explain that on other videos on my channel, so go and check that out. But yes, there are many souvenir shops. We've got one just beside me just here. We've got many more down the Royal Mile and Princess Street, so you will have absolutely the best time shopping here in Edinburgh. How to travel around Edinburgh? Well, the best way to travel around Edinburgh is by walking. It is the most easiest way to get around Edinburgh. Forget about public transport. You can really visit every single landmark here in Edinburgh, from the Royal Mile to George Street, to Cockburn Street, to the West End, to Lothian Road, to Ocean Terminal, to Leith. You can walk everywhere, but it always is an individual choice when it comes to travelling around Edinburgh. If you have mobility needs or you'd like to take a bus, then we have a local transport system, Lothian buses. They are easy and convenient to use. They go all the way out to East Lothian, Dalkeith, all the way to the airport as well if you're travelling to and from the airport. But we also have the Edinburgh trams. You can use the Edinburgh trams by getting a ticket from the tram stops, and that'll take you to and from the airport. Also, they now go down to New Haven, Ocean Terminal, Leith, and they have many stops going down, so it's quite easy and simple to use. Now, we do also have the sightseeing tour buses. Now, this is a great way to get to parts of the city which you might not be able to reach with our local transport, and it is at a cost, but you do get to see some incredible views of the city that you might not get to see here in Edinburgh by using local transport. You'll definitely not get to see it using the trams. But if you like the sightseeing tour buses, the prices are expensive, but you can use them all day, hop on, and they do come the Royal Mile. Don't get a lot of local buses that come up to the Royal Mile, so that bus is definitely a must do here in Edinburgh. When is the best time to visit Edinburgh? Now that is a good question. When is the best time? Now, a lot of you will know that the month of August is one of the busiest during the Fringe Festival here in Edinburgh. You've also got Edinburgh Christmas, which is in December, and to be fair, it doesn't really finish till like the 6th of January, so half the month of January is quite busy also. So if you prefer a quiet time here in Edinburgh, then come out of the times. But if you do want to come during one of them seasons here in Edinburgh, then I recommend you plan ahead, book a hotel outside the city, because it'll be much cheaper than paying to stay inside the city where prices are sky high. Like, I wouldn't pay for some of these prices people are getting charged here. Some hotels are charging £500 a night to stay here in Edinburgh, and it's not even a 5-star. So just remember that when you're booking your trip here to Edinburgh. Money. We accept English and Scottish notes here in Edinburgh. We have many currency exchange places around the city, so if you're short of money and want money exchange, you can travel to one of these places and get money exchange at a good rate. But I do recommend going online and picking up the next again day, because you do get a better rate. It could be like a £5 difference. So online is definitely my recommendation. Now, if you want to pay by card or contactless, many restaurants accept card. The best way to pay by card is having like a Monza card or a Revolut card, because this card will save you in fees. It'll also give you a better rate on exchange rate if you're visiting from abroad. But my recommendation is always pay by card, because that way you can track your transactions and you're not worrying about cash in your pocket. But also have a wee bit of cash in your pocket just in case you need to buy some souvenirs that people don't actually have card machines. There is a few shops and restaurants that you won't be able to use card. Some are cash only. They'll have a sign on the door before you go in so you're not embarrassing yourself. But the main currency is use your card, but I know everybody loves cash is king, so it's completely an individual choice. Now, we have our cash line machines. Now, you're going to see now how to use the cash line machine. Now, there are two forms of cash line machines. You've got the ones that charge you, and you've got the ones that don't charge you. These are the ones that are linked to a bank, like Bank of Scotland, Sainsbury's, Tesco's. They do not charge you. Do not pay to take out your money. You will see a sign on the front of the cash machine, £1.99 withdraw. Do not take money out via a cash machine like this. You can get free cash machines all over the city. There's one here on the Royal Mile. There's plenty on Newington. They're easy and simple to use. Do not pay to take money out here in Edinburgh. Do I need to pay for tourist tax here in Edinburgh? Well, the answer to your question, ladies and gentlemen, is they're not introduced it yet. There are plans in the future to have a tourist tax on hotels. I don't know when it's going to happen, but if you would like to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or even better, subscribe to my channel, I will keep you up to date to all the information when I receive it, and hopefully let you know if they do introduce a tourist tax here in Edinburgh. Tipping. Well, tipping in Scotland in Edinburgh is not mandatory. You don't need to tip here in Edinburgh, but it's always nice to tip for service, good service, and always give a good tip. I always recommend you leave maybe a £5 tip on a £50 budget. On a £100 budget, you're between £8 and £10. But it's individual choice, so if you want to tip a wee bit more or less, it's completely up to you. What I talk about service charges. Now, you'll see a lot of restaurants, if you're visiting Edinburgh, put on the bill a service charge. Now, that is a tip. That is actually meant to go to the waiter. But some restaurants have been keeping the tips. They've not actually been giving it to staff. So ask the staff member, does the service charge go in your pocket? And if they say yes, then it's up to you if you want that taken off and give them in cash, which I do recommend, or you keep it on and just give them that tip. It could be upwards between 10%, 50% or 20%, depending on what restaurant you visit here in Edinburgh. Just so you know, the service charge can be taken off. It is not mandatory. You can ask for it to be taken off. You can tip it cash. If you just want to pay your bill without tipping, then you can ask for it to be taken off. But most people include that as the tip, depending on how much it is. Some people ask for it to be taken off, but it is an individual choice. So please remember, when visiting Edinburgh, the tips for good service and the service charges are not mandatory. You do not need to pay for service charges. Where are you going to stay in Edinburgh? Well, that's a good question. Where are you going to stay when you get here? Now, depending on your budget, you have a few choices. Now, if you have a big budget and you want to stay in some of the nicer hotels, then you're going to be looking at like the Virgin Hotel, the Balmoral Hotel. But if you're in a low budget, you'll be expected to pay around £160 per night average. Now, on the months of August and December, you will pay a bit more because these are the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and Edinburgh Christmas, so they are more pricier than other times coming here in Edinburgh. Now, I do recommend staying outside the city where you receive a discount rate and get the local transport here into Edinburgh every single day. This way you'll save a small fortune and you still get to see incredible sights here in Edinburgh. Where to eat in Edinburgh? Now, the food. Well, Edinburgh has a massive range of restaurants and takeaways for all budgets, so you'll never be short of a place to eat here in Edinburgh. But just remember, the high tourist areas like the Royal Mile and George Street, they have higher costs on food, so you might pay a bit more in the areas other than other areas. Just remember that. Now, if you are here on a budget, I do have a video on my channel where I share with you 5 cheap eats here in Edinburgh, so go and give that a check out. I've put on the screen just now where you can click that if you want to check it out later on. That'll give you some 5 places to eat below a tenner, so for lunch or even for dinner. You can get a fish and chips in Edinburgh for $6.99 and it's not Witherspoons, so just remember that. You can't eat cheap here in Edinburgh. You don't always have to pay a fortune to eat your dinner here in Edinburgh. And tip number 10 is, well, there's no tip number 10, ladies and gentlemen. The tip is, have a great time here in the capital of Scotland, Edinburgh. My name is Michael, I'm the Edinburgh's Honest Guide. I want to say thank you for watching. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, click that bell for notifications, and take care. Catch you later. Right, where's an umbrella?